I got to ask you, I know you did Zombieland with him, and so I have to ask you about Woody Harrelson because he's an unsolvable mystery to me.
Yeah.
And I ask because he, in my little podcast company, he does a podcast, a very good podcast that he does.
Oh, right, with Ted Danson.
With Ted Danson. They do it together in this very room. And whenever I encounter Woody, I have these... I'm convinced he's not real. I'm convinced he's not a real person. In all the best ways. I adore him.
I get it.
I love him.
I get it.
But
he is an icon and in some ways like emblematic of what we think of as like, or for me at least, Americana. And we were working together for the last 4 months up until last week. We just finished doing a movie in Budapest together. Now You See Me 3. It was our 6th project together. And I still have that feeling that he transcends the species somehow. I don't know.
He's fascinating. He's a fascinating creature.
The way I've been able to codify him in my mind just recently is the following. He is a truly eccentric artist masquerading as an everyman.
Yes.
I really think so.
I believe that.
He's actually an eccentric artist with very unusual taste, but he's just been embraced, and I think it's not by his own decision or intent, but by America as the person we can all agree on.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like him and Paul Rudd are the people that everyone's agreed we love them. They're great.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Woody has a special cultural thing too, because he has a Southern twang and a Midwestern charms. He grew up in Ohio and Texas. And so there's something culturally, I think, also a little confusing because he's also hippie and, he has a weed store down the block here. So there's I think there's so many wonderfully contradicting things happening that we all feel he's with us.
And we've, mentioned it, but it was a big episode here, but it was, you may not be aware of this, that I was here with Ted and we were waiting on Woody and they said he's good. And then we got this message. Yeah, Woody's running late. He was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah.
I was saying he was in a motorcycle accident. Let's all rush to the hospital and go make sure he's okay. And they're like, nope. He's just going to be 15 minutes late. And he showed up 15 minutes late and he had gone ass over tea kettle over the hood of a car,
right?
Not wearing armor.
Yeah.
And Ted bandaged him and then we did the podcast.
Oh my God.
and he's like, I'll be all right, man. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
A week later, we were shooting a movie in Budapest. That was right after that.
Oh, was it right after that?
Yeah.
I'm also furious with him. Yeah. Because he pulled me aside and said, hey, man, you want to go 50-50 with me on a houseboat in Amsterdam?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, to co-own a houseboat in Amsterdam with Woody Harrelson, I could dine out on that for the rest of my life. And so I said, yes. And he said, don't you have to talk to your wife? And I said, no, I will. I'm just saying yes right now.
Yeah.
He said, do you need to see pictures? I said, no.
Right.
Even if I've never see it,
of course,
I'm going to tell people, Woody Harrelson and I co-own a houseboat in Amsterdam. 3 days later, we don't talk. He's taping a podcast right in here and he's talking to Flea. And on air he goes, hey, Flea, you want to go half and half on a... And I practically crashed the door down.
Yeah.
And I'm yelling at him, you never intended. He was just laughing in my face.
Okay, to be fair, he doesn't know fractions. So...
It's like that con man who sold...
A million halves.
Yeah. You each get a half.
Yeah.
All 1,000 of you. Now, if I could just leave town with this suitcase full of cash. Yeah, he's the music man.
The monorail.
He's the music man. Yeah, or the monorail. It's Lyle Landley from the music. Yeah, exactly. Just delightful. I live... One of the things I love the most about being in this business is just meeting all these characters, these authentic people. Yeah. And I just, to me, that's the price of admission. I mean, it's worth everything. It makes it all worthwhile.
Let me ask you this, though. How much eccentricity do you think is manufactured by people trying to be interesting?
I think it's less, yes. I know what you mean. I think there's eccentricity that's manufactured by celebrities, famous people, whatever you want to call them, people of note. Mm-hmm. There's some eccentricity. I think the thing that's manufactured the most is difficulty. I think that's what I've noticed.
Purposely
manufactured difficulty because it almost creates a sense of importance. Sometimes I think when someone's being very difficult or there's a lot of demands and they have a giant entourage and everything has to be just right, I think this person's unhappy. This person is trying to create something because they don't feel authentic enough.
But what they'd be doing would be compromising potentially being liked. And when do those two things come into conflict in a way that still makes them demanding, right?
I mean, I wish I could answer the question. I just have seen it a million times.
Right. And it always feels like it's coming from the same place of needing to feel externally important because something is missing.
I know that when I was doing the late night show, you know, Bruce Springsteen came to perform and he showed up himself.
Right.
And he's wearing a flannel shirt. He's hanging out in the hallway. And afterwards, someone bought a case of beer and we all cracked it open. We were standing around drinking beer, because he didn't need
of course.
Validation.
Right.
He didn't need that. And then occasionally there's someone who I don't even know, they're not even the number one name on the call sheet or of the show they're on. There's a lot of demands.
Of course, yeah, that's always the case.
And I'd like to keep the limo afterwards.
Right.
And I'd also, when I get there, this is what the temperature should be.
Right, of course.
And to me, that's the pathology of it a little bit.
That makes a lot more sense, of course.
And I don't know. I think I've met truly eccentric people. I mean, you know authenticity when you see it. I think we all do.
Right.
When you meet an authentic person, there's a little piece of zinc in our brains as humanoids where we know, oh, okay, this person is authentic. This Woody Harrelson guy is not making shit up. He's real. Do you know what I mean?
Well, some stuff is made up.
Yeah.
The cell phone tower, I mean. But,
cell phone tower, yes. Well, I think he believes it.
That's true. That is true.
The truth is he believes it.
That's true.
What's made up is that he has a houseboat in Amsterdam. That's the bullshit. That doesn't even exist.
What if it's just you and Flea who own this houseboat?
That's what's going to be.
That's cool too, though.
No, it's not the same. Flea's just going to be doing bass scales the whole time, really fast. And I'd be like, Jesus, Flea.
Yeah.
Do you know another instrument?
Yeah.
Wait, you guys are living in the houseboat? I don't understand.
Yes, that's the whole point.
Okay.
When Jesse and I get a houseboat, which is going to happen, Jesse.
Of course.
We're going to live there together.
Oh.
Yeah. If you have the houseboat, why would you not live there all the time? Even when you have to go visit your families back home. You stay in the houseboat in Amsterdam.